Okay, Gret, Glyser or whatever. The issue I'm having with your video is that you're basically what you're doing is deflecting. Because if we go to your logical conclusion, we don't get shit done until we fix Africa. Now, we all know that that's probably your point. Your point is probably like, hey, it's ridiculous why, like we have to specifically focus on this one and just ignore everything else. I mean, that's just silly. That's just silly. We won't get anything done, right? And that's the sinister part of what you're trying to do. You're trying to trivialize the issues black people are having by saying, oh, well, why should we focus on it, when we have other things that are just as bad, if not worse. So, the reason why we're not focusing on it is because we have more bigger things to worry about. So, yeah, I'm not racist. I just don't value black people. That's ultimately what you're saying. You don't value black people. I mean, let's just cut the shit. Like, I don't believe in white ignorance. I don't believe white people are ignorant of what they're doing, what they're saying. So if you do respond, which I don't know, I don't really care if you do it now. And if you do respond, don't act as if I don't know what the fuck you're doing, because I do know what you're doing, and it's not working, at least with me. Like, it might work with some of the black people who are, trying to get nice with white people, like, oh, I love white people, oh, please, hey, let's all lives matter, and oh, let's all hug, and no, fuck that shit. Get it. No. What I value is truth, and what you're being right now is intellectually dishonest. You know what? When people say Black Lives Matter, they're saying black people matter in addition as well. That means everybody else's lives seems to matter in America except black folk. Black folks matter are like the least valued in society, in American society. Hell, even in global society, African people in general are the least valued. But specifically in America, black descendants of slaves matter the least. And when we say Black Lives Matter, that means we matter as well. We matter too. And we shouldn't have to add the two to it. We should just be able to say Black Lives Matter and people should automatically agree. You not automatically agreeing is basically saying you do not agree with the statement that black people matter. And you trying to deflect and say all lives matter does not automatically mean that black people matter as well, in addition. Because if that was the case, if I said Black Lives Matter, you will automatically agree. In fact, if you believed all lives matter so much, you would say, yes, black people do matter in addition to everyone else. So black people matter and all people matter. Everyone matters. But that's not what you do. And when you saw that comic, you didn't think, well, yeah, that makes sense. Like if someone's house is burning down, you're saying, hey, my house is burning down. You say, hey, and some asshole is basically saying, oh, let's not worry about his house. All houses matter. Look, I'm watering my house. See, look, we should all get equal treatment because all water lifts all boats, right? I mean, when water rises, it lifts all boats. When we all know that's not true. We all know that's not true. If you have a big ass boat, you can lift the water as high as you want to. The little boats ain't gonna get to the same level. You know that. So you up here trying to see, look, you spent like a minute or so, I don't know how long, but you spent like a minute or so trying to act as if, well, I'm not racist. I don't really want it to come off the way it's going to sound, but I'm not racist. What you're trying to say is that I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a nice person. I'm a nice person, really. I'm not a racist. What you're doing is directly fucking racist. You're not valuing another racist's life. Like, if you see if we're saying Black Lives Matter, you should simply be saying, yes, black people matter. Period. In a story. Done. But you're trying to play this whole white ignorance thing where you're acting as if you don't know what you're doing when you do. And we know that you know what you're doing. And for all the black people who are defending him, or defending white people when they do something racist, and like, oh no, well, they didn't really mean it. They're really nice people. They were nice to me. Yeah, they're always nice to one black person because you're just that one black person there. That's the only reason why, because they don't want to be seen to come off as racist. But ultimately, if they can vote for a policy that will hurt you, they will do it. They will always do it. They always have. So I don't really see why you're defending people who are actively acting against you. If they cannot say point blank, flat out, without hesitation, that Black Lives Matter, they're racist. Period. In the story. It shouldn't take that much. I should just be able to say Black Lives Matter and boom. Can I guarantee you, if I said white lives matter, they say yes in a hurry without even thinking. But the smart ones might be able to think, oh, wait, I know what you're doing, and say, no, all lives matter, and then protect themselves. Of course, if you ask them now, they'll say it. But if it was like outside of context, you just say, hey, white people matter. And they're like, oh, yeah, I agree with that. And then you just say cat lives matter. It's like, okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I love cats. Dog lives matter. Oh yeah, I love dogs. Oh, I love my little fluffy. They say black people matter. It's like, oh, all lives matter. And then you see, they'll stop and think about it and get thrown off. Like, what? Black people matter? What? That's just ridiculous. Then they'll deflect onto something else, so they don't seem racist, like you just did with the Africa situation, which is completely irrelevant because we're not in Africa. We can't help. We can't. Matter of fact, we don't have to help, because we got other people helping Africa. So if you're so concerned about Africa, why don't you go help the people already helping Africa? But we need people here to help black people. So if you really care, you actually help black people here. But you don't want to do that. That's why you're deflecting onto something else, so you can justify yourself and absolve yourself of any guilt or any semblance of you being a bad person. Now, I'm not reading deep into it. Like, I'm pretty sure you're going to think that, oh, you're just reading too deep. No, I've seen white people do this too often. I'm not going to let you get away with that. I'm not, much of a YouTuber. I got a few videos, but I'm not really trying to start up again or nothing like that. But I just, I feel as if it's time for black people to start calling white people out on trying to pretend as if they're not racist, or pretend as if what they're doing isn't racist, or pretend as if white people don't know that they're doing something racist, or doing something stupid, or doing something that they know is harmful to people who are not white. And I'm not going to let you do that. So you can try to make all the excuses you want to about how, oh no, I'm not racist. Oh, I got one black friend. Oh, I'm dating someone who's not white, because everybody knows racists don't have sex with other races. Everyone knows that racists don't date outside their race. Richard Spencer is like a hardcore white supremacist. Guess who's his wife? A fucking Asian. White racists love Asians. I don't know what it is with Asian women. I guess because they believe that they're more docile, and white women are all feminists nowadays. So they're going with the Asian women, because I guess it's easier for them to dilute the bloodline and create more white babies or whatever. Don't ask me, ask white supremacists how it works. But all I want white people to do is stop the bullshit. We know what you're doing. Stop lying. Okay? And just admit that, hey, I don't really care for black people. I mean, I think that's very respectable for someone to say, hey, listen, I really don't care about this particular group of people. I just don't care for them. And I will respect you more as a person if you just come out and just say, listen, I really don't care about black people, so don't try to make me care about them, because I don't, and I don't want to care about them. Like, I don't hate them, I just don't care. And that's the most honest answer you could possibly give, is that I don't care. Because ultimately, that's what you're saying. I don't care. I don't want to be bothered. Leave me alone. I don't care for black people. And that's ultimately what all lives matter mean. All lives matter except black people, because it's only a response to Black Lives Matter. It isn't an actual movement. Like, all people who are in the so-called All Lives Matter group, which is basically no one, they're not out here fighting for justice for all lives. They're not out here, saying, hey, this person was unjustly killed by an officer and needs to be held accountable. They're not doing that. Rather, there was a white guy who just got killed in Las Vegas, by a trigger happy cop. Cop was obviously fucking trigger happy. And where the All Lives Matter? Black Lives Matter had literally fought for more white lives than All Lives Matter have. That's the funny part. But Black Lives Matter is the terrorists, because a few people committed some terrorist actions that were black, and some other shit. Some riots happened, which happened. Like, anytime civil rights issues come about, riots happen. It's just a factor of matter. And Black Lives Matter is just an organization who is the most prominent at the moment. So they get blamed for it automatically. Even like in Baltimore, wasn't even the black people who started. It was actually like drunk white guys coming out of a fucking baseball game, antagonizing black protesters who have been peacefully protesting for a week with no media coverage. And all of a sudden, because white people like to start a lot of riots after sports events, whether they win or not. Like, if they win, they start a riot. If they lose, they start a riot. And they decided to start a riot during a black protest, and of course, then it ended up just becoming just a black riot, because all the white people got their ass kicked, and it was like, oh shit, now I'm just going, disperse. We're gonna get out of here, because we got our asses kicked, and we'll just leave the black people, to basically take the blame for the riot we started. And now Black Lives Matter is held accountable for, even though they weren't even involved with the thing until it got media coverage. So that's the funny thing about people who claim that Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization, because there's only been 3 riots. One of them wasn't even started by, actually none of them were actually started by Black Lives Matter. But I'm kind of rambling on now, so I'm gonna just end the video. And this is a recap. Stop acting like you're stupid, because you're not. You know what you're doing. You know what you're saying. What you're saying is racist. You know you're trying to deflect and basically deny the fact that black people do matter, or it's it's not a fact. Black people actually don't matter in America, period, or rather in the world. And you not saying that just proves that you agree with the statement that black people don't matter. So yeah.